You're such an asshole.
So we got a curveball here because I have a legitimately trans person asking for advice. And I know that a lot of my audience is probably going to disagree. Like, oh, there's no such thing. Everyone's mentally ill. And I will agree with you. Like 95% of the time someone says, I'm trans. I'm like, no, you're just a straight person who wants attention or gay, bi, whatever. That doesn't mean there aren't bi, gay, and trans. And legit, I've had 2 clients before in the past who are trans. Is well, Cappy, what makes you think it's legit? Which shouldn't even be a discussion of topic of conversation. Because the guy didn't come out right and say, I'm trans and I want free shit. Chad's had that happen to him. There are people, clients say, not straight. They got the shit together doing all this other shit. They just happen to be trans. And so I do believe the authenticity of this guy's. In other words, his email isn't about him being trans, except in as so far as it applies to the complicating the decisions he has to make here. And so I'm gonna go. I kind of believe that this guy's legit. And though I mean, truly, they're a small percentage of the population. There still are some people that are going to go through these problems. So let's go ahead and try and help them out here. Dear Cappy, I'm facing a significant life decision. Would appreciate your perspective. The core question is: should I remain in my comfortable but repressive living situation, or take the risk of moving out for the freedom to live authentically? All right, right off the bat, that paragraph, your first paragraph there, it logically you should live authentically. Man, you get one life and you're gonna die. Do you want to live a lie? Like that happened way back in the day. There were gay guys, and they went through because society is structured and conditioned a certain way. They went and got married to women, had kids, full families. I said, sweetheart, I've been faking it the entire time. I'm gay. And I don't know what. Look, I'm true to myself. I'm like, I'm an asshole. Fuck all y'all. This is how I'm going to live. Could you imagine me trying to live like a nice person? Oh, fuck me. I mean, just principally and philosophically, out of your own respect, and you're not even being selfish. You're who you are, you know? I'm 5'9". I got brown eyes. Some girls born, I don't know, a girl. Some people like split pea soup, right? You're trans. But people hate split pea soup, or they don't want. No. You do not owe society conformance to their expectations and standards. You have to be polite. You have to be civil. Obviously, obey law. But yeah, man, that sounds like no. It doesn't sound like a recipe for hell. It is a recipe for hell in a miserable life. So just bird's eye view, top down at 60,000 feet. Yeah, you need to move out for freedom and live authentically. Current situation: late 20s, something STEM guy. I'm going to keep you really anonymous because of your very unique situation. From a foreign country, earning higher than average certain salary per month at a company, and he does a STEM thing at a different country's company that has a branch here. I live with my parents in a culturally traditional household, contributing some money to run the household. Mom is a housewife and dad took an early retirement. The extra miscellaneous bills, E&O expenses are paid out by another sibling. Financially, I'm in. See, now, all right, let me stop here. Is this what's expected in your country? See, I'm American, and I think American people can be summarized by fuck our parents because they get Social Security. Are you culturally expected to sit and basically take care of your parents? Like your mom is a housewife and your dad took early retirement. You're late 20s. These people are not dead. All right. Now, does he get a pension? Did he make an? In other words, are they grooming you to be slaves? I understand in times past where there was no Social Security, there was a family unit. You would the parents would take care of you when you were young, and you take care of them when they were old, and the process repeats itself. I'm not against that, but Your mom's a housewife. What, you and your other sibling, like, you're not having diapers changed. Why ain't your mom working? Your old man's retired. Does he get enough money and doing the math? Dang, I mean, I could be your parents. Your parents aren't that much older than me, I'd imagine. I am worried, not just in your individual situation, but generally speaking, these Asian, Eastern, Latin cultures are taking advantage of the children. So I know it's not the main question of your email, but I need to know: are you supposed to? And if you're supposed to, well, hey, mom, get your ass out and go work something. Financially, I'm in a good position with a certain amount of savings, and okay, you've invested a significant amount, especially for your country and age. I don't want to give any details about you. uh, you're tossing more money into it, and another significant. So you invested in the S&P 500 and a certain amount in a interest-bearing account. No loans, never. I borrow my dad's car when I need it. Life is peaceful and predictable. I have loving parents who still care for me, and I have good friends. But the challenges, privacy issues. Since being a kid, I've been sharing a room with my sibling now that both of us are working from home. It is very unbearable. I've set aside some money for plans for renovations and further expanding my parents' house. Expanding my parents' house is way cheaper than buying and building a house, but privacy is the sacrifice. Yeah, but you get more privacy with that house expansion, right? Cultural pressures. My family extended relatives expect me to marry soon. My mom regularly emphasizes this, which is frustrating. Okay. Whether you're in your country or my country, every kid has to tell their parents to fuck off. I mean, don't actually fuck off, but look, mom, dad, I'll get married when I get married. Stop fucking bothering me about it. This I have not experienced as much because I made it abundantly clear when I was much younger that there was no way I was having kids. My parents really never bothered me about it. I think they knew not to. But you got to draw, and this is very common with children and their parents. You have always played the role of child. Well, you always will be their child. They are always my mom, for God's sake, I just saw her a couple days ago. You want this? You want that? Mom! I am still the little 3-year-old child, right? Running around without a shirt, even though I'm 50. All right. So they don't know any other capacity to view you in. So you need to have a polite yet civil conversation with your mom saying, Mom, stop bothering me about it. I will get married when the right person comes along. All right. I'm busy right now. I'm living with you. Stop harassing me. Or maybe you go through your father, say, hey, Dad, can you get mom to get off my ass? But I don't care. And here's the point, man. Here's the point. This is the first test to you. Are you going to do what other people want you to do? Or are you going to do what you want to do? Because what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with what you want to do, right? There's nothing wrong if you want to have kids. There's nothing wrong if you don't want to have kids. There's nothing wrong if you want to get married. There's nothing wrong if you don't want to get married. All right. Do not let other people force you to live the life they want you to live. Okay? It's a recipe for disaster. And this is your first opportunity, which is mom wants grandchildren. Do you have the ability? I mean, they're not saying like, fuck you, ma. You're just, Mom, it'll happen. Will it happen? Starting to get on my nerves. Right? And if you want grandchildren or if you want me to get married, you're going to let me do it. It's no, I remember one time I was either in my late 20s or early 30s. My mom legitimately asked me, well, did you brush your teeth? You're like, are you fucking kidding me? So I don't get angry. This is just mom doing mom things, but it is the first test to see whether you're going to buckle oh my God, what does mom want? Instead of you saying, what do I want? And this is perfectly fine for you to start setting boundaries and lines. Mom, I'm not going to do it. Stop asking. It'll happen when it happens. I just don't go down to the wife store and get me one, you know? They can't all be like you, Ma. There's a sly one. Yeah, they can't. Just until I find a wonderful woman like you, Ma. She'll back off, maybe. But that's your test. Can you say no to someone? Doesn't even mean you have to be impolite. No, like, Ma, I'd like to, but it's not there. Personal struggles. I am more attracted to men, and I'm pretty sure I'm trans, which feels impossible to express here due to cultural stigma and my mom's anti-LGBT views. All right. That's fine. Your mom might be, I don't know, Christian or whatever religion is out there. Maybe she's just traditional. And you know whose problem that is? That's your mom's problem. Look, you didn't choose whether you like guys or gals or both. That just is you. That's how you're programmed. I don't choose. I'm trying to think of something that I didn't choose. I didn't choose to like redheads over blondes or brunettes. That's just what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's your mom's problem that she's got to deal with. Now, I'm sure you don't want to hurt your mom or let your mom down. And now is not the time to bring this up. It's not. You're going to find other complications where you live that makes it, this is not the time you come out of the closet. But you gotta realize that there is no world where you don't unintentionally hurt people or let them down. And it's not because you did something wrong. It's just that what they want and what you're going to do or what you can provide or who you are is not going to meet that expectation. That doesn't mean you change your life to live a lie to meet other people's expectations. Like I'm trying to think. I hate tuna. I do not like tuna. My girlfriend makes probably the best open-faced tuna sandwich you're ever going to have. I don't want it. And at first she was like, well, you don't like? I'm like, no, I don't like tuna. She didn't make it. She asked me, well, hey, do you want to have open? I'm like, oh, no, I don't like tuna. And it really, it doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, they're women. It's like I kicked her in her groin or something. I'm like, you don't like tuna? It's like, oh my God. It's not personal. It has nothing to do with you. It is the genetic composition of the fish that does not jive well with my taste buds. That's it. But, oh, tremendous bud you've never had. My tuna. And I'm like, okay, early nip and bud conversation. You're not going to force me to like things I don't like. You're going to accept that, and you can get pissed off about it, but we're going to end the relationship here for this childish bullshit. Well, no, you understand. You understand. So it's the same thing there. And look, man, I can't guarantee. Right. I've had similar such situations more with Muslim or formerly Muslim clients where I was raised in a Muslim household, but I don't believe the bullshit. But mom and dad would probably disown me if I don't believe the bullshit, which is kind of similar to Christianity in a lot of ways. And whether it's that or Christian or they want me to go to this, whatever, my parents want me to do X. I don't want to do X. I'm afraid I'm going to lose the relationship with my parents. In nearly all of them, because I didn't hear back from everybody, but everybody has to go through this where it's like, I'm not going to do what you want because I'm a different person. That's on varying levels. That's situation every child has with their parents. The parents might get pissed off. The parent might, I have no son. And then when you're gone, or when they realize you're not joking, it's not an act. They're like, oh shit, we might lose our son or our daughter. They've always capitulated. Always. I saw this. You may let me see if I can't find it and maybe go do a research on YouTube. There was a speech given by oh Christ, who's the actor I like? Denzel Washington. Um, about leaving bad relationships when people don't respect you or value your time. I forget the title of it. But then there's all these other videos keep popping up. It's Denzel Washington giving speeches. I'm like, is it really Denzel Washington giving speeches, or is it an AI voice? Because like that's an awful lot of speeches. But he talks about where people just take you for granted. It's not until you leave do they appreciate when you're gone. I think you got genetics on your side that your parents say, I want X. You say, no, I'm not going to do X. And then we get into the, I have no son. And inevitably they do come around and they have to respect you. I'm taking a literal zero emotion factored into this decision of it's who you are. You know, it can't be changed. And look, you're either going to accept this or not. I don't like tuna. And you're going to, it's more of a test of, I wouldn't say mental illness or even respect. It's a test of logic. Mom, I don't like pussy. Can mom understand the fact that you don't like pussy? Mom, I don't like tuna face sandwiches. Is your mom can you see where it's a reality? You know, this is a coffee cup. Now, if you got a problem with this being a coffee cup, I'm not the one with a problem. It's a Rule Zero coffee cup. You know, this is a pen, and it means there's an objective truth, a reality. And if people can't accept that because they want this to be an orangutan, well, that's the person with the problem. So but when it comes to losing a child from their lives, I almost all the time, they will accept you. Now, I would see, now you got your old man, and your old man seems a little less dramatic and bullshitty. If you can, I don't know, I should have asked you this, but if you can, go have a chat with your dad about this. But if he's going to like, I have no son, I don't know if you guys are Muslim or not. I don't know if you're going to get stoned or not, frankly. I leave that up to you. But if you can actually have this conversation, kind of like come out with your old man, say, Dad, here's the deal. But let's leave that for later. My point is, usually one parent is more lenient and understanding than the other. And I don't know where your mom gets the anti-LGBT views. If she's Christian, I don't know. But you seem more worried about your mom than your dad. Well, obviously, then have the conversation with your father about how to bring this up. But not right now. Okay, now is not the time. The dilemma. Stay, support my parents as they age and maintain financial stability, but continue to feel repressed, unhappy, and frustrated. No, you just answered your question. Repressed, unhappy, and frustrated? Oh, fuck no, man. No. And I understand there are cultural pressures in some communities that you really ought to stay at home. No, not today. But even then, like, you got to get out and go make your money. And I'm not saying travel the world for traveling the world's sake, but your opportunities are probably global. All right. And there's nothing wrong with you going and you're not even 30 yet, man. What, your parents expect you to sit there and fucking live with them the entire time with you and your sibling sharing a room? Fucking Christ. You should go out, travel. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. When you're gone, and I think that might be a good thing to do, if you can work overseas or out of the house or whatever, and you're not there all the time anymore, your mom is going to appreciate your app. Well, she's going to appreciate her alone time. She's going to miss you, right? And she'll be like, "Oh, my little boy Herman." His name isn't Herman. Oh, I hope Herman's all right. Then she'll realize how much she loves her little boy. Even if you're 6'4" and she's 5'3", you're her little boy. And then she'll probably appreciate that a little bit more. You know, you don't appreciate it till it's gone. I think you should be gone for a bit. I'm not saying don't talk to them or nothing, but yes, move out of the house, go travel the world, get some working experience, do what's in your best long-term interests. 2, leave, move abroad for the chance to live freely, transition, and be authentic, but face guilt over leaving my parents or the potential challenges of starting over in a new country. No. Why do you have guilt? You are not leaving your parents. You're not. You're not leaving. You could still send them money if you'd like. You're not leaving them. You still have a relationship with them. You're just out of the house, which every man has to do. This has nothing to do with your sexuality or who you're never going to sleep with. Every human needs to leave home. You must go and live your own life. Part of that is leaving home and living freely. Yeah, man. God or whoever gave you this life, go live it, man. And I not only for your romantic sexual purposes, but I would more like career, which we're going to get into a little bit later. But face guilt over leaving your parents. You're not leaving your parents. You're not abandoning them. You're physically living in another place, which most humans do. And then starting over in a new country. Yes. There's challenges. Yes. Look, if you're looking for an easy, you can have easy and miserable, or I wouldn't even say hard because you got a great background. You got a good STEM background, which would be challenging, not difficult, challenging, but rewarding. I'm not going to guarantee happiness, but you will be happier out and about than you would be living at home. And then at any time, man, you could come back home and live next to mom and dad. I would even speculate living where you are, not leaving. You're limiting your income. You won't know. Now you could go out and have a little bit of financial failure and all that, but if you go out and travel the world and take opportunities abroad or do whatever, you have that flexibility. You will probably make more money than what you're paying your parents right now to live with them. So that if and when you came back, now you're making. Honestly, with your background, I can't see why you couldn't make 100,000 inevitably US dollars. Would that help your family? Which is why I always ask about self-employment. So you've been at home, you don't got the perspective of I need to leave and what are the opportunities out there if I do leave. And yes, I will miss my parents. They don't miss me. You could talk to them you could talk to them all the time, man. You're not abandoning them. But you go out, you come back, all of a sudden, oh, wow. You're making a lot more money. You can maybe give them that extension, pay cash for it, and then you buy another house nearby, not too close. So, you kind of keep that distance. Mom and dad come over. They're very proud of their little son who made a great name for himself. Oh, he went over to Japan or wherever it is you want to go. Yeah, to me, this is a no-brainer. You leave home. Maybe we'll move abroad, maybe not. Depends on the best opportunities within your country. The transition, they'll be and be authentic, but face guilt over leaving your parents. That guilt is a you problem, man. There's no reason you should have guilt for leaving home. Okay, you're not leaving your family. You're just leaving home. And then that's another thing. I've seen that happen here in the States too. Like, what are you? It's not that you're their slave, but are you their emotional slave? Like, does mom need a pet? Where you got these mama's boys. Oh, you can't. Oh, you love your mother. I'm fucking moving to the next county, mom. I'm only gonna be 30 minutes away. I get in an apartment. Get the fuck out of here. Now here, look at here's where I think he's legit. I don't think it's like, oh my god, I'm trans. Give me free shit. That happens in America. Here, he has some questions that he pre-thought, that he pre-answered. Some questions you may have. Are you doing the hormone replacement therapy transitioning currently? I tried it multiple times briefly on birth control pills. I know the risk, but it's the only way. Well, okay, this is why you got to go overseas, man. Don't fuck with your genetics. Don't ballpark it. Look, if you were some 13-year-old kid, I'd say shut the fuck up and get over your phase. You're not a 13-year-old kid. You're a late 20-something guy. I'm going to assume that this is in your heart of hearts. This is one main reason you got to go overseas to where the appropriate doctors are going to do this. Right? And even then, when you get overseas, you got these ideological. I mean, I'd almost not come to the United States. You know what? I'd maybe look into Thailand because you got the lady boys. I presume they are more legit and on the up and up. American doctors like, oh my God, we get to cut someone's tits off. Oh my God, can I post you on my social media? The Democrats will give me good boy points. Yeah, don't fuck with your hormones like that, man. I know the risk was the only way, but stop due to fear of being outed as you get boobs with it. Well, yeah. Step one, okay, you go overseas. Go find a doctor. I mean, it's going to take research. Perhaps some people who are actually trans have done the transition. Find Bruce Jenner's guy. They might have a recommendation who isn't some leftist hack job in the United States. So that would be your first reason is going overseas. I'd almost put the transition off a little bit, get financially stable first, find out where you kind of want to live for a little while, then start looking at it. But yeah, you got to get off your rock, got to get off your planet there, your country, and then go find a professional. What's it called? Endocrinologist. Someone who specializes in that. I also did a super painful facial laser hair removal session last year. Okay, I guess that just it's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's triage. Get your finances and figure out where you want to live first. Then let's worry about the transitioning stuff later. Have you come out to your parents? No, I'm worried about shame and embarrassment. Although my parents are pretty cool, I'm not sure if my parents would digest this and accept. Also, knowing my mom is openly anti-LGBT and expects me 100% straight, get married and give her grandkids. Yeah, that's a her owning you thing. You are not her slave. You're her son, not her slave. And that, where you say your parents, like you don't even know if your old man would be on board with this, which only emphasizes more. Sadly, man, you have to make yourself independent of these people. You can't be living with them and then come out. You have to leave home. You could be 2 miles down the road nearby, but you have to have your own place so you ain't fucking homeless. And I asked about the country you're in, and yeah, there's it's not illegal, but it's frowned upon in your country. So you're probably not going to get support if rumor spreads, or you're going to have to go to the underground community. So I know you have desires to be who you are, but you need to be patient and hold off until you are established financially and in terms of housing, which might be overseas. That's fine. And then you worry about transitioning and coming out. Right? Like I never took pilot's license. I didn't take pilot's license when I was in college because I didn't have the money. I had to eat. One time, like any young man, I wanted to become a pilot. I'm like, fuck that. So you're not gonna come out to your parents as of yet. Why not move out of your own country? Options are limited. An arranged marriage with a lesbian could offer some freedom, but it's risky as the island is small and both families could interfere. So moving out solo is culturally odd and might still not give 100% privacy and stealth. All right. Again, a reason why not. You don't have to get you don't have to get citizenship. Okay. And I asked you, are you remotely employed? You say, yes, I am. You're golden, man. And maybe we need a quick lesson on tourist versus resident versus citizen. You could pretty much go to any country you want and generally at minimum be there for 3 months. Depending on how long you want to stay, you're going to need a different type of visa or permission slip to stay in the country. But a tourist visa generally is 90 days given, and you can apply for most countries a 6-month thing. Now, what a lot of guys in the United States who want to go find women that are thin and kind and pleasant, or maybe they just want to get the fuck out of this consumerist, mentally ill, woke nightmare. They'll go to one country for 6 months, and then they'll go to the other country for 6 months. They get Airbnbs at both 6-month leases. California is a perfect example of this. Roosh did 16 months in South America. Right? So you don't need citizenship. You don't even residency is all right. You're allowed to stay here for a longer time, but you're not a citizen. You don't get to vote. But if you're remote and you could just start traveling around, you don't need even residency. You just need a tourist visa and permission to stay in a country for a while. And so what I would ask is there a country that interests you that is nearby your home country that you could go and visit for 6 months and maybe come back? This is too far of a flight away, maybe some cultural similarities. Uh, that's just to get like in the United States, we got Canada. That's like our stepping stone to go overseas. Like, okay, let's try it here. Oh, you guys hate yourselves. That's your national pastime in Canada, hating yourselves. Oh, wow. Okay, but otherwise, it's like the United States, just cold. All right, cool. Ain't no produce anything. Got it. All right, yeah. After an arranged, yeah, you don't want to do an arranged marriage. You're trying to go for citizenship. You don't need to be a citizen right now. You don't even know where you want to live. What you want to do. So let's start talking about one stone that could kill multiple birds. You need to travel a little bit and try different countries. I would not just go to the next country. Go to a country where it's okay to be trans or gay or bi or whatever, right? That's what I would do. And since you can work remote, that go just find a country where it's culturally acceptable to be trans or gay. You got internet access, and maybe you like to live there, right? And you know what? Get like maybe a month. Just do a trial run, okay? Mom, I'm going away for a month. I'm gonna try this country. Just a month. An Airbnb for a month. Come back. All right, now you got your feet wet. You got figured out how the telecommunications, all that work. And then go some research online. Find another country you might like. And that time, go there for 6 months. Just try that. All right. And then you'll find out, oh, okay, see, so I could be 6 months here, 6 months there. I don't have to go back home. And I don't have to get citizenship in any of these places. Now, it's going to be a mobile life. You're going to have a backpack and a laptop, some underwear and some socks. I mean, I even got my backpack that it's grab and go. It's got toiletries and dental floss and everything. So you're not at the point where you're going to go from this to that country and marry a lesbian, and now I have to fake. You're living a fake life as well. I'm telling you, you don't have to get citizenship. You just need to travel around a little bit so you find out where inevitably you would like to settle down, if not your home country. 2, find a country where it is culturally acceptable for you to be trans or gay or whatever. And then 3, ideally, although you may have to fly overseas for this, find the appropriate medical treatment so you're not popping birth control pills in your home country and then actually doing some real transitioning that is going to fuck with your endocrine system. 4, what's your goal if you move abroad? To transition and live authentically while maintaining financial stability. I understand I'll face challenges, but want to feel comfortable in my skin and not have anyone expect anything from me. I don't mind boy modding to reduce risk and discrimination, and I'm also completely aware and accepting the fact that I could never be 100% Hwaman. He fucking spells it, man. And then I might potentially be alone. I'm cool with it. I don't think you're going to be alone because it's such a niche, small percent of the population that communities have formed. So you know what? To come up with your target list of countries to try out, find out where there's a vibrant trans, gay, bi community. I'd kind of be at the top of my list. Find out what's nearby. Do you speak the language? Go. I mean, you speak English, so there's maybe you got to fly a little ways away, but yeah, give it a shot, man. So you already got a plan forming now. Find out where there's I don't know Thailand, but I don't know if you speak Thai. Do you have a specific country in mind? Somewhere affordable, safe, and easy to move out to. Um, a certain type of countries, metropolitan cities are possible since I qualify for an immigration card. It's relatively cheap. Other options would be Latin America, Southeast Asia. While it's still conservative, no one knows me there, and I can work remotely with my current job and have all the privacy I want. Awesome. Dude, that's your silver bullet. The fact you're remote work, I would be traveling. I would. And look, I know you want to transition. You want to find your community. That takes time, man. You can't transition until you find out where you want to be stably financially for the rest of well, maybe not for the rest of your days, but for the while. Until you effectively move out of your parents' house. And it may be 3 years of you traveling around figuring out, and before you transition, you find your country, you find your town, you find a community. They say, "Oh yeah, this is the doc you want to talk to." No, it isn't a Karen doc from the United States that just wants to cut everybody's genitalia off and then brag about it online. Then you got to talk to your old man. Hey, I'm gonna talk to you, Dad. And then there's gonna be a confrontation where you come home, Mom, I'm a woman. Just to let you know, I'm wearing a dress now. I like dick. Family relationship dynamics. My dad is chill and helps out, but doesn't talk too much. My mom nags a lot. Oh, is very controlling, possessive, but takes care of the house and food. My sibling and I hate each other, but we collaborate where need arises. Yeah, your dad is gonna be the one you talk. And by the way, don't just come back and then you're wearing a dress and your mom is freaked out. You're gonna have to talk first. Let them know. I would go through your dad once you're established, because there's a chance your old man, I have no son, and then fuck. So that's good there. I had a couple questions. Can you find employment remotely overseas? What are your prospects? So you answered them here. Okay. So now I ask you questions. Anywhere you can find employment overseas, what are your prospects? Yes, already working completely remote. Fuck commuting. Do you have commutes in your country? Everywhere on stable internet. There's a mobility program. HR isn't very keen on allowing folks to do. Of course, HR is a bunch of fucking quants. Prospects of moving overseas for the current remote job will either be looking into double taxation agreements with other countries for a nomad visa, or exchanging countries every 3 to 6 months, living on tourist tax-free visa perpetually. Yes, that's what you're going to have to do, man. All right, so you did look into that. You're going to have to. You're young. It'll be kind of fun. You just travel around. You'd be going one place to the next, but this is your wandering in the desert. I don't know if you watched that video. There's like it's a 10-year period a lot of times of just wandering in the desert. Hopefully it doesn't take you 10 years, but yeah, you're going to have to live on tourist tax-free visa perpetually. Yep. Can you start some side work that's remote, giving you some financial freedom to move abroad? I'm currently running a thing with a few friends, but revenue sporadic, not sufficient to live on. With my technical skills, I could potentially start freelancing seriously on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr and say, yes, start doing that now. It doesn't seem like you necessarily need it with the employer you got, but let's just build a life raft in case that boat sinks. All right. Start building that up so you're not asking HR Karen for permission to go to fucking Dubai or whatever it is you want to do. Does your country accept gay, bi, trans folk, or would you suffer ramifications in your country if you ever move, even if you moved? My country is moderately conservative with strong cultural and religious influences. While being LGBT isn't outright illegal, it's socially stigmatized. Openly living as a gay or trans person could lead to ostracism, harassment, and strained family relationships. Privacy and stealth are essential here. Moving out wouldn't eliminate these pressures, as it is a smallish country. You'd eventually run into each other. Perception and treatment, okay, range from complete disgust to indifference. Is there even a so just seen there's not Walter Williams, Thomas Sowell. There are no solutions, only trade-offs. Just so you know, you go transition, live your true self. When you come back, at least your community Maybe not the whole country, but the community's going to know. Okay. And they're going to be just going to be some people that don't like that. So that is going to happen. I still say it's worth it for you going out and being your own. But that's just how it is. Is there even a large enough population of trans bi people there for you to realistically find someone? The LGBT community exists, but is small and very underground due to stigma. Everybody wants to maintain their anonymity, even on the apps. Although the younger generation is more open and welcoming, there are a couple LGBT community groups on place. I'm not too worried about finding someone, as I'm aware that it is tough to find a long-term partner. Well, yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're gay, but if you're trans, I don't know how that matches up and where you got to find someone. You're talking now less than 1% of the population. That's a different. Additional thoughts and concerns. I'm fluent in several languages. Could increase my opportunity. What's mostly stopping me from fully committing is the potential lifelong guilt. Yeah, okay, all right. Man, you're wrong. That's the simplest way I could put it. It's like me being guilty. I have brown eyes. That's who you are, man. And I know you might feel bad about how other people are going to react to it, but you should not feel guilt. Do you feel guilty about, I'm going to assume you're right-handed. Do you feel guilty about being right-handed or left-handed? It's not you, man. It's everyone else. That's what it is. And look, for the love of God, don't go the other direction. Like, hey, everybody, don't be these flamboyant wearing the boa. Oh my God. No. Be a normal human being, okay? Don't be an attention whore. But at the same time, it's who you are. And don't confuse people being upset with your nature with you did something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. So stop having the guilt. I don't know how you get rid of the guilt. I don't. But it is a you problem. I'm trying to find a reason to justify me going away. In my country, a certain age, you get an allowance. Oh yeah, my parents are several years away from it. My mom's pushing me to invest in renovations and expansions, which would further tie me to my current living situation, delay the opportunity. No, you gotta leave. You gotta leave now. Look, your mom, I don't know. Sounds like a very well-intended mom. Also seems controlling, and I think she's a little money hungry. You need to build us an extent. Like if my parents came up to me and said, "We need you to help pay for an extension of the house," I'd look at them. I say, "Go fuck yourself." I'd be like, "Did you lose your fucking marbles? Do we got to send you to the insane asylum? Are you fucking joking me?" Yeah, right now it's like they're lining. In other words, what's probably happening is your mom is thinking you're just going to be there forever, and they're starting to make plans based off of that. Like, well, you're just going to be here forever. You're going to say, "No, mom, I'm leaving," and that's your mom's problem to deal with. It's not like you couldn't come back, right? You may say, "Oh, yeah, you know what? I really miss my parents, and this life was better," but you're not going to know that until you leave. You're going to have a line drawn in the sand with your mom. And tell your mom, "No, I'm not investing in renovations. Later on, when I come back and I got more money, I will. But right now, I want to go travel and see what business opportunities are out there." And yeah, no, you're not. Please don't sign a loan. Please don't take out money. No, you're not. You're leaving. Okay. Maybe not today and not tomorrow, but you're leaving. All right. Now there's one less person in the house, and maybe you don't need renovations. Maybe your sibling can leave too. I don't know. But yeah, it's look, you get to do you. How could I summarize the economics of this? I don't like using the word happiness, but in the fact you'll be happier going whatever overseas, transitioning, benevolently living your own true life. Just in the fact you'll be happier doing that. Maybe not happy, but happier, more content. That means you will be happier and more content, and your life will be better. Yes, there's challenges. Yes, there's travel. Yes, there's costs. Still, you'll be happier. If you don't, you will be, you already said you're miserable and frustrated. You will be miserable and frustrated. It's easier, but it's like people, I'm not accusing you of living on welfare, but it's like being a Democrat in the United States. Yeah, it's easier. You collect welfare and you sit on your ass, and you play video games, you jerk off to prawn, you impregnate other women, and they all collect welfare. You live in Section 8 housing, but you're all miserable. It's easier, but you're miserable. Forget whether it's easier or not. Are you happy? Are you miserable? And just, it's who you are, man. Go be truthful. Go live your life. Because you'll regret it if you're on the last day of your life, like, I didn't do anything. I just lived with mom. So to me, it's a pretty clear-cut thing, but to do it intelligently requires a little bit of different discipline and patience. But that's me. I think you could have it where your mom and dad still love and respect you. You just got to tell your mom no. And it's not that you're abandoning the family. You just got to come back later. That's all. And then once you get established financially, figure out where you, I mean, it's logistics, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Figure out where you're going to live first, get your money situation squared away. Make sure you're in no way dependent upon your parents. Then you say, Dad, how do I deliver this to mom? And then you transition. But then in 5 years' time, I'd say, mom and dad still love you. Yeah, you might have problems with people looking at you funny in your home country, but you found a new place where you belong. Mom and dad love you. You're welcome home on Christmas or whatever. I don't think your country celebrates Thanksgiving, but whatever the holidays are, and you have a good, loving family. And, you could still, hey, mom, I was able to go live in Dubai and make $250,000 a year. Here's not only an extension of the house, but a whole new fucking house. You're set. All right, let's go to the super chat. Elon Musk filthy jock straps. Thanks for the reply. I sent one more. Down with Dre. Hey, I was thinking about it. Wisda sends me silver. I mean, Dre, he'll send me $2 super chats. You send me $3.50. Wisda sent me silver, like almost a pound of silver. Spambot folder, $5.50 Canadian. So the trans client, did they identify as a Jaguar? No. Ken Rose, $2. He says, hello, Ken. And Mark Magana, $2. How many Buc-ee's hats do you have? Just 2. My niece has got me this one. And it's cold down here in Vegas, so I kind of have this hat on. All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, AssleConsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.